have missed you guys. We are back for another season of Candid Conversation with Charisa. I am your girl, your friend, your coach, your trainer, Charisa Monroe Wilborn, and I am excited to be bringing to you season 7. And guess what? We are continuing to bring you real, to bring you raw, to bring you deep truths about life, about family, about fun, about relationships, leadership, and purpose. And I get to do what I love best, answer your questions. You, my community, have been rocking with me for some time. And I want you to know that I see you. I want you to know that I hear you. And I want you to know that I understand you. You are not alone. So the questions you have, if I can answer them, if I can help inspire and motivate you, that's why I am here. So make sure you are watching Candid Conversations with Charisa every week for the next few weeks, just in case I am answering your question, or just in case I'm answering a question you didn't think you needed the answer to. Make sure you grab a friend, make sure you grab a family member, pen and paper, take notes, whatever you do to get your transformation and your breakthrough right here on this season of Candid Conversation with Charisa. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. See you soon. Another great question from a beautiful human being. What are purpose killers? And y'all know me, anything about purpose, I love to talk about. And it was an amazing question because we talk about purpose a lot. What is purpose? Why it's important? Why you should know your purpose, the why, the target, what is purpose. But very few people are talking about what are purpose killers. What's killing your purpose? What could kill your purpose? What can stop? What can prevent? What can put a halt? What can terminate? What can completely decline your purpose? I thought it was a great question, and I wanted to focus on it in the show because it was the one question that I think a lot of people don't think about when they are picking their relationships, when they are making decisions, when they are creating content, when they are establishing businesses, when they are deciding who they're going to marry, when they don't think about, will I allow this thing to kill why I was created? And when you think about purpose, we all understand it's your why you were created, why you were designed, why you were sent here on earth, the meaning behind something, why a phone was created, why someone designed a television, why someone designed this camera I'm talking to so that I can talk to you. It's just the meaning, the very essence of a thing. And so when you think about it's the why, it's the meaning, it's the original intent of something, then what can you do? What can be in place to completely destroy, completely kill, and completely cancel the original intent of something? What can be in place? What is it that can completely destroy the meaning of something? What can destroy you? The fact that you were sent here for a purpose means you're not only asking, what are purpose killers? You're asking, what is my killer? What is your killer? What can kill you? And there are a few things that I thought about, I sat and thought about, because the list could be long. But when I think about what purpose is and how I apply purpose to my life and how I teach my clients and my community about purpose, I think about what can kill that thing. What can kill your meaning? What can kill your very reason for existing? So let's talk about some of those. And we're going to start with one of the things that if I just had one, this would be the one. The one purpose killer, the one potential killer, the one life killer, the one influence killer, the one killer that can destroy an entire human race is self-doubt. Yes, self-doubt. Doubting who you are. Doubting whose you are. Doubting that you are chosen. Doubting that you were fearfully and wonderfully made. Doubting that you were created in the image and likeness of God. Doubting that you have a purpose, doubting that you have gifts and talents that if you develop will make you great in this world, doubting that you have self-worth. If anyone can just give you an inch of doubt that you accept about yourself, it can completely kill your purpose, kill your dreams, kill your vision, kill everything about you. When you think about Eve, and I love to use this story because it is self-doubt that killed a perfect future for Eve. When God created Adam and Eve, the vision that he had for them was of perfection. They walked with God. They talked with God. They lived in a beautiful garden. And then something or someone planted self-doubt in Eve that made her question, am I just like God? That made her question, am I truly created in his image and in his likeness? And her decisions from there led to, as we know, the world today. And so when you can allow, if you allow self-doubt to set in and you don't address it, you don't put a handle on it, it can completely destroy your very existence, which means that you may not even die. You may still be here for the next 20 years, but the purpose for why you were here, actually functioning in purpose, moving purposefully, you could be completely living and dead. Self-doubt. Number 2, competition. Have you ever heard the saying, competition kills? It does. And so many times, and I know it's so hard, easier said than done. We're in a world of social media. We're in a world of digital technology. We're in a world where, we get to see places without even going there. We get to see people without even going to them. We get to be everywhere at the same time. And then we get to now compare and compete. We get to compare and compete. And so not only competition, but also comparison. Comparison kills. Competition kills. When you start to compare your fingerprint, the one unique fingerprint that God gave to you, you are killing and destroying the very existence for why you are here. When you start to look at your fingerprint and say, well, this person's line and fingerprint looks different and bigger than mine, how do I get that? No, the question is, how dare you? Stop competing. Stop comparing yourself. Your purpose was for you. Your potential was for you. Why you were created was specifically and uniquely your design. But when we compete, we kill that. When we compare, we kill that. So if you want to wonder if you're killing your purpose, if you want to wonder if you're killing the very reason why you're here, assess yourself. Assess within yourself. Are you looking on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and LinkedIn or out your window at your next door neighbor? Are you looking and comparing yourself? I remember when during the summer, it's a beautiful summer in Chicago, and I'm looking at our neighbor's lawn next door. And I was sitting by my husband. I said to him, how do we get our grass to look like that? And I mean, his grass, the neighbor's grass, was so green, it was so long, and it was plush. When I say it was beautiful, it was beautiful. Now, mind you, I can give you those descriptions because I'm comparing it to our grass, which was brown, very dull, very short, very hard. There was nothing worth viewing about it. And I asked my husband, how do we get our grass to look like that? And it was almost as though the fact that I even asked that question sent my poor husband on a rat chase, because now he went to try and figure out, how do we get our grass to look like our neighbor's grass? And then there were one thing and second thing and the third thing and so many other things that he now had to do to try and figure out, how do we do that? And then we both discovered He said, Charissa, we just have to do the work. We just have to take care of our grass. But what I can't do, I can't develop. I can't cultivate my own if I'm looking at somebody else's. The only way that I could compare is because I'm looking. And usually when you compare, you're doing this and you're doing this. You know, on a tennis court, you're back and forth. And I couldn't figure out that if I just did the necessity to get my grass to look like that I could actually get it to look like that. I was too busy admiring, too busy looking and wishing that, man, I wish I had that. Not realizing that if I too watered my grass, if I too fertilized my grass, if I too allowed for the sunset, if I manicured my grass, with time, my grass can actually look better than that. Well, guess what? Guess what my husband and I did? Well, I say me and my husband. He would say, guess what he did? So, guess what he did? He watered, he checked the soil, he fertilized, he put seed, he watered, he pruned, he cut the grass, he watered, and within a year's time, don't tell my neighbor, within a year's time, we had green, we had long, we had plush looking grass, to the point where I look at the neighbor's grass, don't tell him, and I said, look, our grass looks better than his. But it was because the moral of the story is I put in the work. I no longer looked at my neighbor or looked at somebody else, and I chose to put in the work here so that I chose to put in the work here so that I can get the desired result that I wanted. Therefore, my grass wasn't dying. I didn't kill it. Whenever you compare and compete, you are killing your purpose. You are killing and destroying yourself because you are depriving yourself of the things that's needed. Your grass just needs water. If you don't water it because you're too busy looking over here, it will die. You just need to make sure that you are loving yourself. You're trusting yourself. You're allowing the Holy Spirit to speak to you. You're making sure that what you're putting into your body is nourishing and not destroying your cells. You start doing that, you yourself will start to cultivate your purpose instead of kill your purpose. Next, poor character. And I love to talk about character because it's the one thing that we don't get to see how we got there. There are many people that get to the top and they fall really fast. There are many people that get to the top of the mountain and they fall really hard. What they're doing in the dark and what they do behind closed doors does not match actually who you see and who they claim they are. Poor character can be one of the easiest ways. No matter how long it took you, no matter how high it took you to get to the top, it could be the easiest way for you to fall and completely destroy everything you created, everything you are, including your name. And so I say this to encourage you. Make sure that you are the same person on stage, in front of a camera, as you are in a room, in the dark, behind closed doors. Because poor character will completely kill your reputation. It can completely destroy your name. It can completely destroy your future and ultimately the reason why you are born, your purpose. Next, poor decisions. Poor decisions can completely kill and destroy your purpose. Think about the many beautiful humans that are locked up in prison, in jail. They're locked up in a room and they can't get out just because they've imprisoned themselves. They've made poor decisions that took away their access, that took away their control, and that took away their independence. I don't want that for you. If you are able to manage your decisions, you are able to be free to cultivate your purpose. If you're able to manage your decisions, you're able to have access to possibilities and opportunities in order to still cultivate your purpose. Poor decisions can destroy, can cancel, can kill who you are, can kill who you are becoming, can kill who you can be, can kill your potential to be great. And I don't want that for you. Manage your decisions. And lastly, relationships. Manage your relationships. You want your relationships to be so aligned with maybe not who you are. Consider where you're trying to get to. Consider where you want to go. Consider what you want to be produced. Consider the result. And then start to harvest those relationships. Your relationships, I promise you, are very related to your decision making. Where you are right now is directly related to the relationships you have in your circle. If you have unaligned, poor relationships, you are well on your way to completely destroying your purpose. And remember, purpose is life. So I'm talking about the actual living being of who you are and why you are here. Don't let a poor relationship with a man, a woman, an associate, a partner, don't let any of that destroy why you are created and what you have to do on this earth. And there are people waiting to make sure that you don't make it. Just as much as there are people who are waiting to cheer you on, there are people who are waiting to make sure you don't make it so that they can use you as a stepping stone. Don't let yourself be that. Manage your relationships. And the best way to do that is make sure that you know your goals, your values, your purpose. Because once you do, then you get to make sure that your relationships, your yeses, your acceptance, your no's, your denials, they get to align with your purpose, your vision, your goals. So I hope that those 5 things, now you know what's killing you. If you have 1 of the 5, it's killing you. If you have 2 out of the 5, it's killing you. So if you do nothing today, look at this list: self-doubt, competition and comparison, poor character, poor decisions, and relationships. Look at those 5 things and assess. Take an assessment. Where are you now? Take an assessment of all of those areas. Do you see them present in your life? If you do, then do what you can to make sure that either they are not present. Self-doubt, you don't want self-doubt present at all. Comparison and competition, you don't want it present at all. Character, maybe you need to brush up on your character. Now is the time to assess and do so. Your decisions, now you get to use this day as day 1 to make better decisions. And relationships, assess your relationships. Where do you need to make the adjustment to make sure that you are no longer killing yourself? I would hate to see you flatline before your time. God would hate to see you flatline before the expiration date that He put on your life. Let life be the one thing that you choose today to no longer be a killer of your purpose. See you next time. You've just watched yet another inspiring, transformational episode of Candid Conversations with Charisa. And I hope that the principles and concepts in the episode are some that encourage you to take actionable steps to change and transform your life today. Don't be stingy. Make sure you are sharing and liking what you are hearing so that others can be a part of this community too. Make sure you are back here next week for another great episode of Candid Conversations with Charisa. See you next time.